Voices for the voiceless. Yeah. It's the voices for the voiceless. Different points of view and different choices. We the voices for the voiceless. We speak voices for the voiceless. Yeah. Yeah. It's the voices for the voiceless. Different points of view and different choices.
All right. Peace and blessings, everybody. It's your boy Jay Taylor. As you can see right here, Voices for the Voiceless coming back with a new visual for you. I was at home, so I decided to go into the studio to do this video. This is very important. And as the title says, Message to Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, mass deportation. Okay. For those who don't know, Brandon Johnson is a relatively young black man, mayor in Chicago. And just to get straight to it, he came in giving a lot of campaign promises, um, things that he didn't live up to. You know what I'm saying? But what's going on now in Chicago is very critical, and I think that he should probably take a note from Mayor Adams with the illegal immigration under the Biden-Harris administration. There were 4 sanctuary cities that signed on to allow illegal immigrants and funding for illegal immigrants. In the process of that, the 4 states were New York, Chicago, Colorado, Denver, and Los Angeles. With that came the funding for the illegal immigrants. I'm talking hundreds of millions of dollars that have to be accounted for. What that did was raise not only, regular taxes, you- gas, groceries, like really inflated everything in the city of Chicago. Specifically, I'm speaking to Mayor Brandon Johnson because I'm from Chicago and the surrounding areas. And it also raised people's rent, people's mortgages, people's property taxes really went high. Insurance is through the roof in Chicago. Now these legal immigrants, they get all these resources also allocated towards them through the funding. But what they don't tell you in the beginning is that the taxpaying citizens have to carry the brunt of the prices that are skyrocketing due to illegal immigration. So when Mayor Brandon Johnson came in the game once again, he said that I'm not going to raise taxes. And I went live in the studio for a reason so I can show you exactly how he, hopscotched on that issue. Let's get to
it. I'm not raising property taxes.
Well, so I'm not going to raise property taxes. That's been the lazy form of governance for a very long time in the city of Chicago and quite frankly, around the country.
We have to make sure that we're not raising revenue off the backs of working people. And that's why I'm the only candidate who's committed to not raising property taxes. Communities have been hit hard because the property taxes continue to go up. And that's why I'm committed to making sure that we're not raising property taxes to keep families in the city of Chicago.
So in order to actually fix our economy, we have to eliminate the structural deficit. We get to make up to $1 billion of new investments so that we can save lives, the programs that are needed to do that. And we do it without raising property taxes.
Losing those
2 years.
Okay, so you see Brandon right there. That's Mayor Brandon Johnson. That was his campaign promise. Mind you, he's a Democratic mayor. for Chicago. That was his campaign. You could bring up multiple clips of him saying he's not going to raise your property taxes. Now, what we have at this point is I paused it right there so you can see that 2 years later he flipped it, and now he's trying to explain himself why he raised property taxes. We're gonna get back to that and show y'all how these politicians be pandering 2 years later. Let's go.
Hey, Mr. Mayor, what would you say to those who voted for you and now you are going to be raising those property taxes when I know initially you said that you would not during your campaign?
Well, look, as I've always said, I hold true to my values, and negotiating the details of my values is something I've always been open to. But first and foremost, I want people to be very clear that what this budget does, which what I've done since I've been in office, it invests in young people. It invests in mental health and behavioral health. It invests in community safety. It invests in building more affordable homes. These investments are clear. We're not going backwards to a time in which neighborhoods that have been, disinvested in and ignored over decades, we're not going back to that time. And look, as painful as this process has been, I know that the people of Chicago don't want us to lose the vital services that we rely upon. And with the options that were in front of me, and this is, the reality of the options that are in front of me. We can cut and lay off our neighbors. We can find, revenue streams. But we have to make sure that we're paying our obligations as well. And, this is the beginning of an open process that I'm looking forward to engaging with all of our city council members and the community at large.
Okay. So now you see, in 2 years, he said what he had to say to get in office. When he got in there, clearly he did the opposite. And shout out to the content creator, Black Conservative on YouTube for putting that together. But by him accepting illegal immigrants into the city of Chicago, signing up to be a sanctuary city, like I said, with the other 3 cities, it was only 4 that signed up. That would be New York, Chicago, Denver, and Los Angeles. He really didn't have much of a choice but to raise property taxes in the event that you're accepting hundreds of millions of dollars to fund illegal immigrants, resources that could be going to a lot of the residents here that are taxpaying citizens. So you take our taxpaying dollars and you basically, what I would allege is pocket a lot of that money, because you didn't just accept become a sanctuary city for the out the goodness of your heart. There had to be some type of bottom line for you. Now we know that Donald Trump is in office, and he's talking about mass deportation. He's total opposite of the Biden-Harris administration. And Brandon Johnson has came out and said that he's going to not cooperate. So by not cooperating, Donald Trump has said any city or state that does not want to cooperate, I'm going to cut federal funding for. So this is another way that you're doing the Chicago residency and taxpayer citizen in, because you're going to lose federal funding, which could help out with the schools, which could help out with hospitals, could help out with the roads, could help out with a lot of things, the federal funding. So you're going to go against the grain just to protect illegal immigrants from getting deported out of the city of Chicago. It's going to happen anyway. You're not going to be able to stop the government from doing anything. Now, Mayor Adams in New York has already, he already cut the funding. See, he's smart. He getting ahead of it. He's a Democrat just like you, Brandon Johnson. So I would advise you to take a page out of Mayor Adams' book, because see, Mayor Adams, he started to speak out before the election. So on the way out the door, the Democrats hit him with a few federal charges, some light. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do that because they on their way out the door. You ain't got to take that route and get hit with them charges, because Trump gonna have your back if you go ahead and just play ball. And also, man, you putting the rest of the citizens at stake. I ain't coming on here to be, I'm just trying to say it doesn't make any sense to go against the grain, go against the Trump administration as it pertains to this mass deportation, because it's going to happen anyway. So why would you or any other mayor or any other senator or whoever or governor be in direct opposition of the Trump administration? Makes one wonder. But I'll tell you this, there's a new movement in Chicago that's brewing. And I want to share this with y'all so y'all can see that, man, Chicago ain't going, bro. And I want y'all to check this out. This just happened the other day.
Good evening, everybody.
Good afternoon.
I want to know, how does it feel that Trump is in office right now? You see the Mayor Brandon Johnson? You underestimate us. You underestimate the black people, and you underestimate Chicago Red. We're the thorn in your side, and we're going to be the thorn on everybody else in this council member side too. If you don't stop what you're doing, we're going to take matters in our own hand, and we're going to stop it. When you took ShotSpotter off after the DNC, so more shots have been committed. Do you know how many people got shot and killed?
How do you take 20,000?
Man, that man got to make America great hat on. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit and get to a couple other people that were speaking, because it got really heated in there, and it was up, man. It's a lot of people that flip red in Chicago. For those that don't know, Chicago is a historically Democratic state and city. City. You know what I'm saying? Here in Illinois, we still were blue during the election, but a lot of people don't turn red. You know what I'm saying? And it's a big movement out here, and people are seeing through the games of the Democratic Party. Like I said, what sense does it make to make the residents of Chicago suffer just for some illegal immigrants, unless you have some type of common interest? Allegedly. I'm saying that allegedly. But yeah, I'm gonna go on here and continue, to let y'all see how heated it got. And the name of this video, by the way, Chicago Red has Brandon Johnson's head, and it's called the Chicago Conservative. I always want to give shout outs to the
come after your seat. But guess what? The worst news is Trump signed Matt Gaetz as the AG. Once he come in after you, he gonna sit up here and audit all this money that you've been spending on these illegals at the barbershop on the south side that didn't have no money so far from you and stuff. So why? I know what's going to happen. You're going to go down to the press conference, beat your chest up, and then you're going to talk all that smack. And then you're going to say, if a black man has not had an opportunity like a white man. But guess what? I'm a black man, and I don't see at you. I see through you.
See what I'm saying? He said, I don't see at you, I see through you. This stuff right here, man, Brandon Johnson, bro, ain't nobody trying to hear that in the city, man. Once the people see what time it is,
Order,
it's
please.
a wrap, bro.
You a cow, you this old man and this gay girl, what to call us, what we, you a cow, you a cow. You a dog, you ain't the law. The law is the law. You serve a relationship and the person thinks you dog, these people remove you from our motherfucking family because you think that person and you're a fucking cow. And you a liar. You're a fucking cow.
All right, please.
You gonna dress them and they're gonna dress you, motherfucker. Y'all want to look at you on me and crazy. I'm crazy already. Y'all just know it's my style, my finance and everything.
Thank you.
Fuck you. Fuck you, you fucking dog. Fuck out of here. Don't look at my cow. I'm not a fucking cow. I started a lawyer to fight. You motherfuckers. Fuck y'all. You don't remember how you look like a fucking cow. Come show me the cow. Come show me. Come show me. Come show me.
Mr. To our Sergeant at Arms, could you all please make sure that this gentleman is removed? Thank you. It's okay, just patient, you all. They're handling it. It's all right.
Yeah, man, y'all, y'all get the gist. Y'all get the drift of what's going on, man. Like, what he say? He called him a coward. See, Mayor Adams ain't no coward. You can't call him no coward because he stood up, even in the face of adversity, when it wasn't fashionable to stand up and say, man, I'm not finna continue to sell my people out. Y'all said, man, I was gonna get a few bucks on the side. Y'all send a few immigrants through, cool, sweep it under the rug. When he saw that it was out of control, he spoke up, he stood up. So Brandon Johnson, I don't think you want your legacy to be tainted like that. You don't want to be seen as no coward, bro. And you got it way simpler. Trump finna get in office. You ain't gonna have to worry about any backlash. But you know what? I don't know if you got it in you, bro, to stand up for the citizens. Do you really care about the citizens? Because see, they see what's going on. You can't lie to the people. All this, everybody, taxes and rent and all this inflation and everything going up, and you know what's going on. People, property taxes went up $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. That's insane, man. That's insane. You know what I'm saying? But I want to show another clip of this here, man. Because it gets very, very interesting. Let me see if I can get the lady in. This get crazy, bro.
You already know why I'm here, and I've been coming here for a year. Before I even knew who you was as a mayor, you was dipping off.
Yeah, this ain't who I was talking about, but I ain't
going to sides when I was out there
right.
protesting. You have corporate counsel right next to you, Mary Richardson Lowry, who has no idea what she's doing, because if she would have told you to settle my case. Okay? So yeah, you can look the other way and roll your eyes and do all that stuff, but you do not care about the Black Chicago citizens. Okay, you're trying to push this socialist agenda in this capitalist society. In 2019, when you was head leadership with CTU, y'all did a little GoFundMe and went over to Venezuela because y'all already knew what y'all were going to do with bringing them all over here, right? So you're pushing this agenda with the illegal immigrants because y'all done stole all their money because you thought that after that $51 million that the feds gave you back then, that Biden was going to keep sending y'all money. But as you know, Biden is the real racist. The one that y'all say Trump is, Biden been racist. Biden.
Woo! Hold on. Hey, They cooking right there, man. They cooking right there. They cooking right there. Hold on, hold fast. They cooking right there. He said, wait a minute, that 51 million you got, you thought it was gonna keep coming because it was real sweet for you right quick, right? But see, when the people are informed, you can't pull a fast one bound. That's why I'm saying this message is to Brandon Johnson because see, you can fix this, bro. You can fix this if you stand up and you say, man, look, man, I tell you what you could do. I got out of control. I had prior arrangements that I thought was gonna come through after a certain time frame. They didn't come through, so I want to go ahead and jump on board with whatever the Trump administration trying to do. Because if not, they're gonna defund the federal dollars towards the city. It just ain't worth it, man, for illegal immigration. What I mean, why are you so head set on keeping the illegal immigration, bro? And people see what you on, man. It's clear as day, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say that respectfully, but I'm gonna let them finish cooking.
Been racist for a long time. He just popped up with Obama as the vice president and everybody just forgot. Okay? You have no idea how how to govern. 2026, 2027, we're going to get you out, Tony Preckwinkle out, J.B. Pritzker out, Kwame Raoul out, and probably half of the disgraced 50 out too. And the disgraced 50 is the alderman. Okay?
Acting like, you just gonna bully everybody.
This girl right here, Jessica Jackson.
You got people, officers whose families don't even want you to come to the funeral.
Wow.
Y'all, what's the point of being a U.S. citizen anymore if the migrants just keep getting everything for free on our behalf?
You just like a schoolyard bully. That at some point, and you might not know nothing about it because you grew up in Elgin. But those of us who grew up on the south side and west side of Chicago, we all know that at some point that bully gets cornered in the alley and everybody come at him and he ain't gonna have nobody to help him. That's you. That's you. Keep thinking you ain't gonna abide by what the president of the United States said. Everybody know better than that. I see you, Anna Valencia, in your.
I just said that. Brandon, I just said that, bro. I just said that. Everything she just said. Keep thinking you ain't gonna, it ain't no way around it, bro. You gonna have to get in line or it's gonna happen. You ain't what you gonna stop ICE? You want to be on the wrong side of the right side of history. It's up to you, man. I'm just saying. Hey, because they giving you all the smoke, man. I'm just here it is another way you can fix this. They already talking about getting you out of office. If you want to stay in office, because this movement is growing. They gaining steam. They've been around for a minute. They gaining more steam now. And Chicago is on its way to flipping red, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? And I think with you doing the right move, you can spearhead it. Because, I mean, what sense does it make? Unless, allegedly, you got some type of special interest. I'm going to let her finish cooking, though.
Your red, you know what it is. This is the second time you showed up in city council in red. You know what it is? Yeah. Yeah. So you and the rest of them that know what time it is, y'all come on. You leave that loser where he is. He's a loser. He's a loser. No, me and Zoe, we ain't doing nothing for nobody except for ourselves. We got you, loser.
14% rating is what you appear to have, Brandon Johnson, across the United States, or how they see you. But 14% rating. Now, I'm going to talk about those known donations of $11.5 million that came from places like the CTU, the SEIU, the American Federation of Teachers, Illinois Federation of Teachers, and then someone got the nerve to get on there and talk about cutting their pensions. What about our real estate? Because see, we paid for these properties for a purpose and not for you to go touching it with 300 million.
I just said that. Property owners in Chicago are being targeted by this inflation. Everybody, property taxes are, a lot of businesses have been closing, in grocery stores and fitness centers and things like that, because if the property taxes are too high, it don't make no sense. No wonder why LA Fitness is closing left and right. Because if regular homeowners, property taxes are going up, imagine how their taxes have went up. You making it the city, you're city for people that are not even citizens, bro, and you could fix it in an instant, but you rather not. Why? It's an easy decision to make, to be on the right side of history. Breaking it down, all your donors and everything, allegedly. I'm just saying, I think we got enough of that right now. I'm gonna finish this one out, man. That's just a disgrace. Let me stop the screen there. My message to Brandon Johnson is this, man. Over $380 billion, million dollars, whatever, how many, whatever. I forgot if it was million or billion. Either way, it was too many. I remember reporting on that a few months ago. And then you sent another $100 million for illegal immigration at the expense of the Chicago tax-paying citizens, the residents of this nation that contribute to this economy, that contribute to this city with their tax dollars. Public school system, you know what I'm saying? All this money that you giving the non-citizens, the public school system here is suffering. All of these bridges and roads, all this money that you could get your hands on to fix it, that instead you would rather be on the wrong side of history, obviously, and rob with illegal immigration, even against the orders, direct orders of the president of the United States as a sitting mayor. My advice to you, bro, is to jump on board as soon as you can, because this is only going to get worse for you. The people of Chicago, they not going to stand for it, bro. And on that note, we'll finish this conversation another time. Hopefully we get some good news. I'm going to go ahead and leave you with that, bro. Peace and blessings to everybody that tuned in. I love y'all. Voices for the voices. We love y'all. And we out, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the voices for the voiceless. Different points of view and different choices. We the voice.